All right, well, we are back, and this is the second part of the comparison video from the Sitka Fanatic jacket and the First Lite Woodbury jacket. This is the second part of a series of videos I'm doing comparing the quality of Sitka and the quality of First Lite, which I get a lot of requests on. The videos on both these jackets are noticeably shorter than on the bibs, and that is because a lot of the things like the exterior materials, the patterns, the insulation properties are all covered in the bibs. So I highly encourage you to watch those. I pride myself on going into quite a bit more detail than the average reviewer, and you probably won't get that quite level on just these two videos on the jackets. You'll have to kind of watch it as a whole piece, and because these are designed as a series. Having said that right away, this is the Woodbury jacket from First Lite paired with their Sanctuary bibs. They offer an additional heavier piece, the Sanctuary jacket, that has even more insulation than this. I chose to compare this versus the Fanatic because of the length of it. It's kind of more of a jacket and not a heavy parka, where the Sanctuary is more of a parka, a longer one. And this top has about the same insulating properties as the Fanatic. Now, the Sanctuary bibs have a little more insulation than the, actually quite a bit more insulation than the Fanatic bibs, but First Lite, as of yet, does not make a Woodbury bib. I think you'll see that change here in the future. But as of spring 2018, they do make a Woodbury bib, so I went with the closest competitor there. So let's get in on the review of the jacket itself. Again, this is infusion camo pattern. Very my favorite camo pattern on the market. Out of anybody that makes anything, I really like the visual appeal on the shelf of the Ridge Reaper camo, specifically the Ridge Reaper Forest camo. But this camo pattern in the field, from the pictures I've seen taken in black and white and in color of all over the US that I've worn this, they just blend in the large variety of terrains, and it just seems seamless, and I don't have to change camo patterns, and I don't have to worry about that. It just blends everywhere, so I really like that. This is the Woodbury jacket, which has the 37.5 insulating properties, or insulation, as opposed to a Primaloft. I cover that all in the bibs. But instead of the bibs that has 100 gram layers, this has 40% less. Now, this piece particularly was designed to be worn by itself in the earlier part of the rut, late October, and then if you want, they make a puffy jacket, a lighter weight puffy that I also own, the Cirrus or Cirrus jacket that can go underneath this. And it's very seamless. It fits right underneath here. It doesn't add much bulk, and it bumps the insulation right up to where the Sanctuary would be. So I really like that option as well, because I can wear this without it, throw that on, and I'm right up to where the Sanctuary is, and yet I don't have to go all the way to that maximum insulation if the day is not going to be frigid cold. All these pieces are designed to be worn when it's chilly, but not necessarily when it's those -10, -15 degree days out. The pocket layouts. I cover the pocket layouts on the Fanatic jacket. I said how Sitka puts a ton of effort into their pocket layout and their placement, and how I really like those. This jacket, I think, because it came out after the Sanctuary, it came out after the redesign of the Fanatic. First Lite's kind of really put a lot more thought into the pocket placement and the way they do things on this than the predecessor, the Sanctuary. And what do I mean by that? Well, it has a traditional zipper, as you can tell, up and down, right down the front. It doesn't have the cross zip, which is my favorite. It does not have that. But they incorporated two side pockets. So these two traditional pockets like this that open up. You can place your hands, and in front of that there is a zip pocket that holds gear. So you essentially have two pockets there in one. And you can throw some stuff into these in these zippered pockets and throw a hand warmer in there, and then you free up these pockets for your hands and maybe a couple other things, but still get that additional warmth of a hand warmer. The outside material, just like the exact same material as the Sanctuary bibs, noticeably quieter than the Sitka gear. But again, the Sitka gear is plenty quiet. This takes that quietness to the extreme, to the next level. The cut, I guess to refer back to the pockets before I end up on those, it does have rangefinder loops to put your rangefinder in, and then stick it in a pocket here if that's what you want. So it has that. And then the pocket in the back, it actually has a large pocket in the back where you can store some gear back here. You know, you can put whatever you need to do. If you don't want to take a full pack or don't want to take a pack to a tree stand, you can fit a few extra things if maybe it's just an hour or two out. So it allows that. On the inside, there's internal pockets on this where there's not on the Fanatic, and those are kidney pockets where you can put a hand warmer, and other zipper pockets where you can stick small items in here, maybe an extra set of gloves or a set of gloves or whatever you want on the inside. That really keeps it nice. The length is very similar to the Fanatic, so it is a traditional jacket length, which I like, and it's very similar to its competitor. Unlike the Fanatic, this piece does have a hood, and it has a turret hood, as they call it. So it pulls up, and you can adjust just the hood down this way and in the back. And what it allows is for this to really cinch this down, but also to move with you. So when you're moving your head around, you're not ending up looking into the side of your hood, which has been or sometimes is the case with older non-articulating hoods. Overall, this is a very rugged, not rugged, but a very solid piece of gear to wear, and it can be worn from later October, mid-October, I'd say mid-October, all the way into the very colder parts of the season with appropriate layering. Again, this does not have a dedicated wind-stopping membrane. The Fanatic has that, so that is a benefit of the Fanatic that this does not have. But I have worn this piece in some pretty good wind, and the way that this is layered, the way they use the different layering, it does effectively block wind without that layering, without that membrane, which allows it to be quieter. But I would still say that in a really extreme gusts and cold winds, the Fanatic will perform better at blocking that wind. Overall, the fit and the cut is very similar. So, you know, this is a size XL. I described my size and how the Fanatic fits in that one, but it's their shooter's cut, just like Sitka Designs. You know, it allows you to anchor, to draw for an archer, and without a lot of extra material to get in the way. So there's definitely some benefit in that. The water resistance, it has a DWR, just the same as Sitka does, and I'd say it's about the same level. Just like I talked about in the bibs, it will keep you in a light rain to a steady rain, and it'll keep you dry and comfortable, but anything more than that, in all cases, you're going to need dedicated rain gear. What else can I say? This is a very solid piece, a very good competitor to the Fanatic jacket. Now on my bibs review, I say I have to give my preference to the Sanctuary bibs overall, just some of the additional features. And on this, I would flip it and say that the Fanatic jacket with that cut, with the pocket layout, is probably preferred, or slightly gives the slight edge over this jacket. So, you know, if you get the Fanatic cut in this pattern, in this material, I would really like that. But you're going to have to just kind of weigh out your options and see which ones you like the best. So hopefully this gives you a kind of good comparison between the two series. I'm going to try to do one more finishing up video, quick video, where I kind of highlight points of all of these, so that one person can kind of after you watch all these videos, you might get kind of bogged down with some of the details, and maybe I can highlight those. Maybe I'll do a little whiteboard or something where I hit the high pieces of each point, the high points of each piece. So thank you once again for watching. This is something I really like to do. So if you like watching, please subscribe or leave comments down below, and I'll try to get back to all the people that leave comments, good or bad, and I take that constructive criticism, try to improve each and every time. If you have any questions about these pieces, please let me know, and I'll do my best to answer. So like I said, you can't go wrong. Two excellent pieces of excellent sets of equipment: the Sitka Fanatic and the First Lite Sanctuary with Woodbury jacket, or Sanctuary bib with Sanctuary jacket. Next up will probably be a video comparing the guide pant, the Corey guide pants, and the First Lite Mountain or the Ascent pant. Just depends on which one I think pairs best. So have a good fall this year. Please watch my videos and have a safe hunt.